going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon. I got some things I'm going to talk about. Just, some things on my mind, I guess, from things I've been reading, so on and so forth. And then, of course, I got Adam Gase's press conference. So let me get into it. First and foremost, Frank Gore's not playing anymore this season. His foot injury doesn't seem like it's super serious, but it's going to be serious enough to keep him out for the next couple games. So there's another injury to add to the list. He should be ready for next year if he comes back and whatnot. There's no determination yet on whether or not he's going to require surgery on it. I think they're going to give it a little bit of time, a week or two, something like that, see how he progresses in his healing, and then determine whether or not he'll need surgery. So welcome to our season. We can't stay healthy. So, all right, look, guys. I mean, I know that I'm not going to be able to convince anybody, of anything. I'm not going to be able to convince anybody that we need to keep the coaching staff in place for another couple years, this, that, and the other. I know people are just going to, be all up in their emotions, and they're going to be like, oh, this person needs to be fired, and blah, 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 blah. I'm just personally, I know the media, and, I know that, I guess this is considered media, obviously. Other YouTube podcasters and whatever. I know we're all here to give our opinions, right? The thing that irritates me is that when people act like what they think is the best thing, right? Especially considering the fact that they don't know shit, right? What I mean by that is, you could take somebody, right? You could take a fan. I'm a huge football fan. Now, I'm not like super good on schemes and stuff like that, and formations and stuff. I'm getting better as the years go on and as I consume more and more football, right? But I'm not. But even if I was, right? Even if let's make this. Nah, you know what? I'm going to keep it to what the average fan is, right? Because I was, for a second there, I was going to even give, the general person, the general fan, the benefit of doubt, and be like, even if you were a coach for like a high school team or something, and like all you did was, know whatever. But let's say you're the average fan, and let's say you even do know a good amount about like football, the X's and O's, right? Guess what? It doesn't mean that you're in the organization. It doesn't mean that you have to deal with the things that the coaches and the front office and stuff have to deal with. You don't have the kind of information they do. You don't make the decisions that they make in split-second situations. And I can't stand when people like push what they think as if it's the godsend, end all be all kind of thing, right? So like, I give my opinions, and I try to when I express my thoughts to you guys, I try and say, hey, look, this is what I think, this is my opinion, blah blah blah. Now, when it comes to things that are just blatantly obvious and provable, like for example, right, with a lot of this officiating stuff that we've been talking about, or that I've been talking about, that Dudley Do-Wrong's talked about a little bit, that the national media is finally starting to talk about a little bit. But when it comes to that, some of that stuff is just super obvious. Why? Because it's on tape, and because you can literally replay it over and over and over again and see, right? So with stuff like that, I won't like back down and be like, oh no, maybe I could be wrong, because it's literally there, and it's provable, right? So, but with other things, I try not to impose my will and my opinion like like it's the only one that matters, and so on and so forth. And then of course, as I've told you guys as well, you know, it frustrates me when people, you know, get so crazed about the things that are going on that they make all these like knee-jerk, you know, decisions. And I just, look, man, I don't think that it's going to be productive for this team, for this organization, to just start fucking firing people. I don't know what to tell everybody. I mean, like I said, I know that there's no way in hell I'm gonna convince, you know, people, and I certainly don't have a say, you know, in how things play out. But I've told you guys before, man, I just want, well, first and foremost, to put things into perspective. Try to. So, Gase has been here for 3 years, right? So he's got the players for the most part that he wants, although, you know, the vast majority of them are on IR right now, so there's that. Or a good portion of them anyway, right? So, you know, he's got the players that he wants. He's basically got the coaching staff. I think him and the front office actually work really well together from what I can see. Obviously, I don't have insider information. Obviously, I'm not there every day. But from what I can tell, the information and data that I do have, they do seem to work well. And I have really liked their drafts overall. And the guys that they've been drafting, you know, each draft has had good contributors, you know, multiple contributors, and we've been hitting on a lot of these picks, right? We've been getting good guys, and some of these guys, you know, it's the same thing like with the coaching staff, man. I hate when we get a draft pick, or I hate when we have drafts, and then, you know, halfway through their rookie season, or like a year or two into their rookie contract, people are like, oh, he's a bust, oh, this, that, and the other. Dude, Jesus Christ, oh my God. Shit like that just drives me crazy. It drives me absolutely crazy, because how can you know? How can you know? How can you know? Jesus Christ, man, give a person time to develop. Give them time to, you know, build chemistry with their teammates. Same thing with the goddamn coaching staff, people. We gotta give them time to build something. I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but it's seriously exactly like if you just hit the reset button on your own life. I don't understand why it's so difficult for people to understand that if you just fucking constantly introduce more chaos into a chaotic situation, all you're gonna get is chaos. Why does that not resonate with people? Why is it so hard for people to understand that you have a messy, chaotic, crazy, unstable situation, and people's answer to that is, fuck it, let's just fucking throw more wrenches, let's hit reset buttons, let's fire people, let's get crazy and angry and pissed off and fucking, you know, wild and emotional, and not fucking think things through, not fucking take all factors into account, not be logical and reasonable. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, that's the kind of shit that pisses me off, right? That's the kind of shit that gets me annoyed, right? It's because I try not to fucking use the words like stupidity and, you know, idiocy and stuff, but I'm sorry, man, it's absolutely ludicrous and insane for people to think that the answer to fix, you know, a fucking insane situation is to add more insanity. It's not. You know, it's not. I mean, like I said, dude, it's so crazy how people, you know, can think that. And look, we have proof. You know, I can't go through, you know, all of, NFL history and name you all the teams and so on and so forth. But Jesus Christ, dude. And free agency, the whole free agency thing, when that started, that didn't exactly help the situation, because all that really did was create, so much more turnover on teams. Now, I do think that obviously the players need to get paid and they should fight for, getting what they're worth. But sometimes I do think that players, try and push for more than they're worth. Like, I'll be honest, Jarvis Landry, I don't think that he was worth what he's getting paid. He's not. And I'm sorry, but his season is even proving it, right? So, look, dude, I mean, we got to be smart about how we address the issues, right? And we got to do things that are actually going to work. Anyway, but what I was going to say, though, is we have, proof. And one of the most recent examples is Bill Belichick, right? Bill Belichick, he's in New England, right? They've had a system for like 2 decades, because it's been Bill Belichick. It's been Bill Belichick, Brady, and Robert Kraft, right? And then pretty much the same coaching staff, Josh McDaniels, right? And oh god damn it, I'm so blanking on Matt Patricia, for the most part, although he's with Detroit now this year, right? And it's been stability. They've had, why do you think it's so easy for them? Sure, they have a great quarterback and a great head coach, absolutely, but a big reason is because they've built a culture. They talk about it all the time, because they love to fucking praise the goddamn Patriots like they are the fucking end all be all, best of the best, forever and always, and that's it. They have a great franchise. They've had a great run, and Tom Brady is for sure one of the best. Bill Belichick is sure, one of the best. Top, 5 for sure. It just, depends on your feelings and your opinions and your biases and so on and so forth. But without question, right? But you gotta build, chemistry and a culture. You gotta, Don Shula, right? I mean, I don't know, man. I just, it's so crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me. Look, and like I said, I don't have any say, obviously, in what's going to happen after this year. But in my opinion, Stephen Ross needs to keep Mike Tannenbaum, Chris Greer, and Adam Gase for 2 more years. Bottom line, in my opinion, if it was me, and again though too, just to highlight the fact that fans love to only focus on the negative things. We went 10-6 in our first season, which the thing is the worst thing about that season is it wasn't Gase's ideal team. It didn't and coaching staff, right? So it was still a fresh coaching staff that he didn't really get to make too many changes to yet, right? There was still, contracts and players that weren't really, didn't really fit the things that he likes to do, and so on and so forth, that he had around from previous regimes, right? It was his first year as a head coach, so he was just barely building a rapport and a culture within the team and organization. But we still managed to surprise 10-6 team and make it to the playoffs. Last year, he did great at winning 6 games with the amount of things that happened to us. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm not going to do it, but we could go down the list of just the absolutely insane, absurd things that he had to deal with as a year 2 head coach, right? Not to mention, the more time he has, the more he learns, the more he's going to see, and the better he's going to get at being a head coach, right? But he needs time to do it. Year 3, it's just been injuries and injuries and injuries. And then on top of the fact, the NFL just keeps getting worse with their officiating. And it has affected games. It's decided games. It's decided so many games this year, not just for us, but other games. So many games, dude. Like, if I went back through, recent tweets and games I've watched, there are so many of them where I'm like, oh, look, there's another game decided by the Chargers game the other day. Jesus Christ, dude. That last drive the Chargers had to win that game against the Chiefs, the refs decided that game. Absolutely decided that game. 100%. It's clear. It's unequivocal. You can watch the goddamn replays. You can watch all of the fucking all that shit and see for yourself, dude. There was clear missed calls, and then there was clear fucking calls that were just garbage. And again, though, a part of it obviously has to do with the greed of the NFL, because they want so, potent offenses that they have this immense bias towards, the offense. And then, of course, also they, operate under this guise that they really give a shit about player safety, which is not true at all. They care about their money. They care about how many billions they can make. I don't remember, what it was, but golly, man, the owners made so much money this last year. I mean, it's fucking insane, bro. And I just, it is frustrating, man. It is frustrating, having to, because those things you can't really do anything about. Hopefully we can change it. Hopefully as a fan base, maybe we can get angry. Maybe the owners will start doing things. But I mean, honestly, I hate to do this, but when it comes to the NFL side of things and the way that they make the rules and so on and so forth, I mean, honestly, that's probably not going to get fixed until we fix our country and until we, get greed and money out of politics, and, we actually build a world and a society in which we care about justice, and we care about truth, and we care about, what's right. So, unfortunately, until that happens, we're probably not going to see an NFL that cares about player safety more than it cares about its money. We're probably not going to see an NFL in which they care about, the actual quality of the sport and, the making sure that the product on the field lives up to the spirit of what the sport is supposed to be until that happens. But as far as the rest of it, I mean, I think that this team is in the right direction. We've always got something to deal with, and it's, I mean, the first year we were having a great year, then Ryan Tannehill gets hurt. Year 2, obviously Ryan Tannehill's out for the year, and then after that it was just a slew of the most absurd things you could think of happening, one after the other. And this year it's just been straight injuries. We haven't been able to keep the team together as far as personnel wise because, just straight injuries, left, right, up, down, diagonal. So look, man, does Stephen Ross need to clean house? No. Does Adam Gase maybe want to make a change or two on his coaching staff? I don't know. If he does, sure. Do I think that he needs to just clean house? Do I think necessarily that he needs to just fire his defensive coordinator or whatever? No, I don't. Because, again, where people start blaming Burke, it's not all his fault, man. It's not all his fault. Sure, he might call a bad play here and there. But the players, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what he calls, they still have to execute. And I don't understand why people don't understand that when you're fucking losing people, the people that you have to use make such a huge difference. Make such a huge difference. The level of illogical thought and behavior from people is just astounding to me. It's absolutely astounding to me. But anyway, oh goodness. So I'm gonna leave it there, man. I've said my piece. I mean, you guys know how I feel. Look, I want I want us to win now too. I'll end it on this. Look, I want us to win now too, just like everybody else. You know, I want to stop feeling, you know, shitty when we have these nasty losses. You know, I want us to have a good team and so on and so forth. But first of all, before I say what I'm about to say, after all, it is just football. There are certainly a lot more important things in life to really, you know, care that much about. That's why, for example, a personal example, anytime that like I would get so super pissed that I would like punch a wall or something, or a door, which it's only happened a few times, let's not blow this out of proportion, but the few times it has happened, it was completely irrational. There's no reason for me to get that worked up over something that really doesn't affect my life in such an impactful way, in such a major way, right? Like, I totally blew that shit out of proportion, and it was absolutely crazy and unnecessary, right? So, guys, look, I'll end it on this, man. I, just like everybody else, I want us to win now, and I want us to have, you know, a dominant football team. I want to get back to the glory days and all that good stuff. But guess what? You know what I want more than to win this season or next season? I want to win consistently. I want to put together something like what the Patriots have, right? I want to have a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades of, you know, great performances, always going to the playoffs, blah, 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 blah. And there are right ways to go about it, and there are wrong ways to go about it. And firing everybody and their mother's brother, sister, cousin, uncle, you know, and like I said, adding more chaos to an already chaotic situation is not the answer. It's not. It's absolutely not. So, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to get out of here, send you off to this interview. I hope you guys enjoy my video. Look, I hope I can get you guys, you know, to be, in general, I try and be upbeat. I try and stick to the positive side of things instead of always focusing on the negative, you know, and I hope I can spread that to you guys. I hope I can, you know, like, I'm not perfect, right? So sometimes I do get emotional and get carried away. So don't take this as if I'm just judging you guys, but hopefully I can help you guys and you guys can help me. We can work together and do it together to be more rational and logical thinking people, right? To take all factors into account, to properly evaluate the things going on to the best of our ability with the available given information and data, right? So anyway, I hope you guys like my videos. I really do love doing this for you guys. Look, man, I'm a diehard fan, and I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna keep this going thick and thin, no matter what. I support this team. I support this organization, and I'm here, man. You know, I have aspirations. I'll put this out there. I have aspirations of one day, hopefully, I get to accomplish this of owning the team. I would love to own the Miami Dolphins. Majority owner. I would love to be in Steve Ross's place. And, you know, but that's a long time from now, you know, but I'm a diehard fan, man. So I'm going to be here and I'm going to keep this shit rolling. So let's keep it rolling together and let's stay positive, guys. Let's keep upbeat and, you know, let's keep it moving. So anyway, with that, if you guys do like my videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bells if you want the alerts. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. I love interacting with y'all. Also, of course, follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, guys, I'm out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.
And with Drake, just to clarify something, CBS said during the broadcast yesterday that you were being cautious with him because of an ankle. Shoulder has also been reported. Was that the reason for one carry? Obviously, he was very involved in the passing game, or was there another reason for having one carry?
I don't remember saying that to him. So I don't know if we were talking about different people but I don't recall saying that to them. It's just kind of how it went, you know, with the carries and the touches where, I mean, Balaj was playing fairly well and we had some protection issues early where they both took their turns and, you know, it just kind of worked out the way it did. There was a couple times we tried to dial some stuff up for Kenyon, but, you know, we had either allowed a sack or a pressure or something broke down to where we couldn't get the ball to him.
How do you see that situation in terms of workload for Balaj and Bolden going forward?
I don't know. We'll worry about it when we hit Wednesday. I'll have a better idea. I got to find out what's going on with Frank and seeing where we're at after that.
So Drake's injury was not a factor why he wasn't the primary rusher.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was. I mean, I think Balaj did all right.
Adam, what's your message to the team at this point?
We got to worry about getting ready for this week. I mean, that's our focus and always is, always will be. We take it 1 week at a time. Different part right now is next 2 weeks we can handle our business, but that doesn't mean anything. You got other teams that can affect our season, good or bad. So, but none of it matters if we don't handle the next 2 games and figure out a way to win.
How difficult is it to regroup in this situation with the standings and yesterday's game?
I mean, this is what it is. This is what we get paid to do. This is what all these guys signed up for, 16 games, which it gets tough sometimes when you get, coming off a loss like this. It's not easy. You go into a game feeling you're ready, prepared. Everybody's going to do a good job of playing team football, and then we just played poorly.
Any part of you surprised that Balaj had that kind of big playability at his size?
I mean, we watch it every day in practice. That long run he had. That's how he runs every day. I mean, that's how he finishes every day. I mean, there's a reason why he's able to do that and was confident to just gas it and run by everybody, because every day in practice we watch the same thing. When he gets a carry with the offense, he finishes in the end zone, and it's a good trait to have.
Do you at all want to even clutter your mind at all this week, just looking at what you need to do to make the playoffs, or you won't even look?
I mean, we need to focus on winning this game.
As you look back yesterday, is 9 sacks solely on pass protection? Were there any plays you look back where Ryan could have?
It was everybody. We all took a part in it, including myself. A couple of the protections, probably should have done something different. Quarterback, running backs, tight ends, O-line, receivers getting open faster. It was the whole group.
With those routes and with the pressures that they were coming, were the hot routes working?
We had one time where we should have had a hot and we missed it, but all the other ones were we had enough guys to block who they had, and we didn't get it done.
When you're down by 3 scores as early as you did, how hard is it to resist the temptation of becoming a one-dimensional offense?
Not hard with their pass rush. We had so much game left. I wasn't worried about we got to hurry up and start throwing it, because we've run the ball fairly efficiently over the last few weeks. And, with Kalen and Drake, you never know when that one play's coming. So we just tried to put a drive together. We got down in the red zone. We had a couple opportunities there to possibly stick it in the end zone. It would have been nice to get 7 there, then go into the half and then try to get another 7 to see how much we could swing that game. And we didn't get that done. We got 3. But then it was a tight game there for a minute, and we have 3 bad plays. We punt it. They have a great return. I know we hold them to a field goal, but it just that sucked the air out of us.
I want to ask you about the defensive line. You guys have so much resources in it. You're nearly averaging 150 rushing yards per game. At some point, is it scheme? Is it personnel? Is it play calling? What is at the root of the issue?
Well, our money's on the edges, which they're there to pass rush, and Cam does a great job setting the edge on his side. We haven't been consistent setting the edge on the other side, whether it's whoever it's been over there, But it takes a full group to stop the run. The D-line can't do it by themselves. The linebackers got to fit where they're supposed to fit. The safety's got to fit where they're supposed to fit. If we do let them get to the edge, we have to tackle at corner. Nobody did anything well yesterday. Minka probably had close to the best game out of our group, but he still had his mistakes. I mean, that was a great play on the pick 6, but we didn't play well enough as a group. We always want to say the D-line. Well, it takes 11 guys to play well in the run game. Just like on offense, it takes 11 guys to run the ball well. It takes a quarterback faking on an outside zone to pull out the defensive end to get the cutback. It takes a whole group. One group doesn't mean do anything. It takes all 11.
But if the D-line is giving pressure to the linebackers, if they're not protecting them.
If they're giving up their gap, yeah, then that's an issue there. But that's not always the case. It's we don't fit something right, or we miss a tackle. Or when we pressure, we have two guys kind of popping their head in the same gap. That kills you. So, I mean, we make that mistake too much. And we have to go back to work and keep working on it. And that's the New England game is a great example of we did it right. We played physical. Everybody stayed in their gap. We played discipline. And we did a better job of stopping the run.
You mentioned Minka's pick six, Kalen had the long touchdown run, and just the way this rookie class has sort of evolved and the season's gone on, your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, it's a mature group. They've done a good job of being guys that have come in and made plays. You know, it's just, you know, you hate to waste plays like that and not be in a tight game towards the end. You know, it's almost, you always try to debate, are you better off getting blown out or losing in a heartbreaker? No matter which way you do it, it just hurts the same. You know, you just wish those plays would have mattered in the grand scheme of things to where, you know, it's a tight game and give ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter. We just didn't do that.
A couple more guys. What's your early outlook, I guess, on Xavier? I know it's only Monday, but.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes this week. Like I said, no matter where we're at when it comes to postseason play, which right now I know we're outside looking in, like we're going to do what's best for him and make sure that he's in a good position to where he feels good about his lateral movement, his straight line speed, all those things to where he can play at the level he needs to play at. I'm not going to throw him out there just to say he's playing this week.
Last question.
So you're saying that Balaj is what he's shown you so far in practice and in games shows that he's ready to be a lead back?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying for that game, that was our best option right there.
How's that run physically?
I mean, I'm sure he's sore. He's not going to tell me anything. I'm just going off what I see. I mean, sure his ankle's sore. I'm sure his body hurts, but he never lets you know.
Alright guys, you've reached the end of my video. This is the end of the interviews. I hope you enjoyed those. I hope you enjoyed my show. Also, as a whole, if you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Make sure you hit the like button. And please share your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. I love interacting with you guys. It's for you. This is for you. You know, and also follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. It's on the end screen. My Twitter handle is on the end screen if you need to know it. And with that, guys, I'm out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.